Whenever I meet with a client who's concerned that they don't have enough time in their day to get their work done, I always begin by asking to see their calendar. In almost every case, their calendar is a patchwork mess of meetings after meeting. They don't have time to do anything other than to prepare and attend meetings. Hi, I'm Dave Edwards. We're going to talk about taming your calendar and increasing your productivity today. I post periodic videos here on YouTube with productivity tips and leadership and management issues as well. So if you're interested in these kinds of videos, please consider subscribing below and clicking that like button. I'd really appreciate it. So when I meet with these clients with their messed up calendars, they will tell me that they don't have control over the schedule and that every meeting is critical. They're already working long hours just trying to get caught up on their email, and they feel like they're failing and that they're totally burned out. Well, I can't give them any more hours in their day. I can show them and you how to structure your time at work better. The calendar is key. So let's start with who can put a meeting on your calendar. Usually there are only three: you, your boss, and if you have one, your administrative assistant. That's it. Everyone else can request or suggest a meeting, but they never should have the ability to schedule an appointment without your involvement. Now, before we get to the control mechanisms that you need to use, let's look at how you should structure your calendar. I think it's essential to block out times on your calendar for certain things, but don't block out too many things. For example, rather than snacking on email throughout the day, I set up 3 times per day to go through my emails. Now, all I'm looking for on the first 2 times are those important items that require my immediate attention. Then I block out about an hour at the end of my day for actually digging in and working on those items that I can't resolve immediately. Now, these blocks of time are reoccurring times on my electronic calendar. Throughout much of my work as a manager, I blocked out 1 day a week for meetings away from the office so I could use travel time more effectively. I would also set aside 1 day for working in the office without meetings, and another day for working in the office with internal meetings. These were weekly status meetings with direct reports, but it was also an ideal time for special one-off sessions. I was fortunate to have a great administrative assistant throughout much of my career. If someone wanted to meet with me, I would ask them to work with Ann. She would try to work within the time blocks that I designated, but she also knew my priorities and could schedule important things without regard to my ideal schedule. Besides me and Ann, the only other person who overrode anything on my schedule was my boss. Now, maybe you don't have an administrative assistant. Well, if you don't, I recommend using an online scheduling calendar, something like Calendly. The service allows others to request time on your calendar within whatever parameters you set. Outlook and other systems will do the same thing. Try these techniques as well. Require an agenda for all meetings. This prevents wasting time. No agenda, no meeting. And if you find that the item on the agenda is informational and doesn't require a discussion or a decision, you should ask the person to send you the information via email and promise to follow up if you have any questions. Now, most people and their calendars default to 60-minute meetings. A simple one-item agenda is not going to take 60 minutes. It might take about 15 minutes of your time. But it's also possible that a single agenda item might be so complex it might need 60 or 90 minutes or more. You or your administrative assistant can make that judgment. Don't overschedule yourself. If you have back-to-back-to-back meetings, you will not have time to prepare for them. These steps and your constant oversight will likely provide you with more control of your time and less stress. Thanks very much for joining me today. By the way, I have prepared an ebook on the top 20 research-tested productivity tips, and I would love to send it to you. I researched a lot of the work of a lot of academics and a lot of people who have been studying productivity for a long time, and I compiled the best, the top 20 into this ebook. A lot of people have said they've really enjoyed it and learned a lot from that book. I would love to send you a copy. It's very simple. Just email me or go to my website, daveedwardsmedia.com, click on the Contact Me portion, fill it out, send it to me, and I will send you the ebook right away. I appreciate that. Also, please consider subscribing and liking this video if in fact you did, and we'll talk again soon. I'm Dave Edwards. Thanks for joining me.